right, welcome back. And it's time for us to talk with our registered dietitian, Evans Seleme Adra. How to maintain a healthy diet? How do we do this? Evans, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, so to walk us through, what makes a diet a healthy one vis-a-vis an unhealthy one.
Good.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. So once again, good morning to my cherished viewers. When we talk about a healthy diet is one that is meant to maintain a good health. And then where there is a disease condition, it will help to manage and then, treat it. So basically, when we talk about a healthy diet, that is what it actually entails. We will looking at it from the other point of view. Any diet that will bring about a disease condition, or where the disease condition is present, it will actually worsen it or aggravate it. That actually is an unhealthy diet.
Okay.
Now, for me, trying to keep a healthy diet, okay, do I have to go to a specialist? Can I just depend on the basics I learned in JHS, on balanced diet and all that? What is the right way, to plan a diet? Should somebody come in to help?
Yes.
That's if I'm not sick.
Yeah, somebody actually will have to come in to help. If you take every meal, it is generally considered that you have between 55 to 60% to be coming from our carbohydrates. And then you have between 20% coming from our proteins. And then if you go a little above, from 20 to 35 thereabout, should be from our fat. But the truth is that we are looking at the total calories per person. How much energy does an individual need for the day? And most often than not, people are not able to estimate how much they need. And even where they are able to estimate how much they need, they don't know the right food combinations that will give them, so to say, 1,500 calories for the day, 2,500 calories for the day. So usually, if you want to look at it from a technical point of view, a nutritionist or specifically a dietitian has to come in, because you are looking at what portions will give you how much calories.
Well, it looks like that is going to be a very huge assignment, So let's say I'm not ill, but if I have to look at my breakfast, look at the number of calories I need, a dietitian has to come in. If I want to eat MPC, a dietitian has to come in. If I want to eat fufu, a dietitian has to come in just to calculate this. Is there a formula? Is there a format, that I can, so my dietitian can let me know, and then I apply this in my daily meals,
Yes. So when it comes to the general recommendations, majority is calculated using the body weight.
Okay.
So if it is protein, we use the body weight of the person.
So use me.
Yes. So until I know your
my weight.
Your weight.
A little over 70 kg.
A little over. So we actually go for the healthy person, 0.8 grams.
Okay.
And to close to 1 gram per kilogram body weight for the whole day.
Okay. And that's of protein.
That is of protein. Okay. Then if it comes to, even the general caloric determination, you want to know the physical activity level of the person. So I have to know whether you are sedentary or you are somebody who is physically active. So
did you use our stairs?
Yes, I did.
We climb this every day, up and down. Wow. When you go inside, there's another set of stairs. So even that alone, putting our other works aside, doing that stairs every day, it's some kind of gym work we are doing.
It's some kind of gym work, but then you see, the whole idea is that where there is excess, storage comes in. And that is why, or that is where people tend to, put on weight. So we have to be very calculative to ensure that before the day goes to an end, you would have had as much as your body requires. And then there wouldn't be excess for storage. And where you are not having as much as your body requires, it also means that there is the tendency to lose weight. So you always want to keep yourself in check so that, one, you don't put on weight.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of research affirming the role that overweight and obesity plays when it comes to the development of non-communicable diseases. In fact, obesity itself has been established as a disease.
Yeah.
You see, although it plays other major roles
Yeah.
in that. So you don't want to put yourself at risk of getting any other disease as a result of just being overweight or obese. So we have to do a calculation about how many steps are you able to climb in a day.
But you know, there are people who are also consuming so much, but they're not showing. Their bodies do not show that they've consumed so much.
Exactly.
They probably might not be able to burn all the energies they are putting into their body. How do we place that?
Yes, so you know, there's something we call metabolism.
Yes.
Or metabolic rate. That has to do with the sum total of all the activities that are happening in your body. So as we are seated here, there are activities going on. Our heart is pumping blood.
Using
our
energy.
brain
It's thinking.
is also thinking. That is also using energy. So for most people, they have a higher metabolic rate.
Okay.
And having a higher metabolic rate means that the body is able to quickly use the energy that is derived from the food we eat. And so for such people, they can eat as much as they want because of a higher metabolic rate. Before you realize, the body will quickly use up everything. But for other individuals, the truth is that their metabolic rate is low. So they are not able to use the nutrients from the food as quickly as expected. And that is what will make them
put on weight.
To put on weight. Of course, we have to be looking at physical activity level, and then sometimes whether or not the person is emotionally stressed or not, because sometimes stress also plays a role when it comes to weight gain. Or
does the weather play any role? You know, the way it's scorched these days, you know, you eat something small, the next minute you are hungry. Or is our brains playing games with us?
Yes, the brain has a major role to play. You know, we live in an environment. I always say that the sources of the diseases, especially the non-communicable disease, is actually from the environment. Our body lives in the environment. We keep on, perceiving things. Our ears are hearing. You see the thing. So at the end of the day, it is the quality of the information that we are exposed to. And then the kind of environment, it is the environment that will determine the source of the information. If the information is a good one, it is to the benefit of the body. But if the information is actually a bad one, one that will make you sad, one that will put you in a state of pain, one that will make you worry, one that will make you weep, and so on, those ones, the body interprets them as negative, emotions. And that is what, in a way, can direct the body or change the physiology, the way the body functions in a way.
Let's look at the food groups. Food groups that are going to lead you to eating a healthy diet. What food groups should we be avoiding?
Wow, thank you. So one of them is the sugar-sweetened beverages. Yes, sugar-sweetened beverages. The reason is because, for sugar, already we get them from our carbohydrates. And for any starchy food product we eat, what happens is that the body takes time to break them down into the simplest form, which is sugar, or in English, glucose. It is the glucose that is absorbed into the body system. But where it is a sugar-sweetened beverage, already it is in the simplest form, which is glucose. So the body doesn't have to digest it. So the moment it is consumed, it is absorbed immediately into the bloodstream. Now, how active is the person? Is the person so active that as soon as it is ingested, the body will use it? So where you are on the go or you are on the run, so to say people who are sportsmen, and they are on the field of play, and they need the energy, such people can go in for that because they need the energy at the goal to perform. But for people who are sedentary, just like we are, there isn't so much going on.
Yeah.
So the right thing would be to get in something that will take time to digest. And once, digestion is slowed down, it means that the rate of absorption, how quickly the body gets them into the bloodstream, is also slowed down. And that will also affect other processes. So there is the tendency to process and store as glycogen. There is the tendency to process and store as well as fat. So it is, you have to look at the activity level of the person. So
even when you are consuming brown sugar or
yes, whether brown sugar, whether white sugar, even the honey. Most people think that taking the honey is different from taking.
It's not.
They are all in the same family. The difference is very, very minute in terms of the caloric contribution. Yes.
No, so Frema, why are you despairing? Don't despair. If we had time to even go further, I'm sure you'll be able to tell us that honey has other benefits, but in terms of the calorie contribution, there isn't much difference. That's what
but I get that, but sometimes we kind of convince ourselves, that honey is better because of its natural state, is unrefined, is all that. You try to give yourself some kind of explanation.
But the energy level is almost the same.
It's almost
That's
the
what
same.
he's saying, that part.
But
it's better.
But honey is better than sugar.
Per the source. But then, like, if you want to look at it from the caloric point of view, they all add the same.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
So how do we
maintain,
how do we plan a healthy diet? What do we have to do? What do we have to consume?
Exactly. Thank you. So in looking at the healthy diet, I want to talk about natural food products.
Right.
Or foods that are, minimally processed.
Sure.
So one of them is our vegetables. That is one thing we have to always incorporate into our diet, whether breakfast, whether lunch, or supper. And in fact, even for the snacks that we consume, we have to look at them. So we are looking at the cucumbers, we are looking at the lettuce, we are looking at our cabbages, onions, the carrots, and so on. Not only this, but even the leafy, vegetables. Those ones are good. The reason is because these ones are very low in calories, and they add bulk to the food. That is what makes them more satisfying. So you eat, you are full up, but the truth is that the total calories or energy we get from them is very, very low. And of course, you are going to derive other, nutritional benefits, be it from vitamins, from minerals, other plant compounds, such as the antioxidants, and so on, all of which play very important role. We also have to look at our seeds. So whether it is the almonds, the flax seeds, or even the granules, the beans, those ones are also very good. They have not been processed. Most often than not, we obtain them in the crude or in their crude state. And when that happens, you are, going to get your fiber in there, your vitamins are in there, the minerals are also in there. And all these are, nutrients that play major role when it comes to bodily, function. So we should go in for this one. We also have to talk about our fruits. For majority of the food we eat, we have to expose them to heat, such as, the vegetables. Although we do the salads, there are times where if you have to incorporate them into soups and then into stew, it is exposed to heat. But for the fruits, there are actually nutrients in the vegetables, so to say vitamins A, vitamins C, which are easily destroyed by the heat. So God in his wisdom has incorporated same into the fruit, which doesn't have to be exposed to heat. And once they are consumed, you get all such that may be destroyed by the heat. So that is also another one. We are also blessed to have a number of natural spices that we have here in Ghana. Talk of the prekese, talk of the ginger, talk of the garlic, pepper, the formwisa. You see, these are very aromatic. If you take away the aroma, they contribute a lot of other, plant compounds to the food. That is what actually distinguishes them. So these days, you have most people preferring the processed or the artificial spices.
It's easier.
Yes, it's easier to use and so on. It takes away most of the work.
Yeah.
But the truth is that they have been linked. There is something we call monosodium glutamate, which is actually associated with hypertension and so on. So the truth is that you have the aroma and the color, so to say, extracted from the natural and incorporated into that state.
Oh,
so if they are actually extracting this from the natural, why don't we go into
the source?
For the natural? The natural is the source.
Yes.
So the right thing is that, yes, we have to do some amount of work too, but it protects us from diseases. If the disease is present, it helps to some extent slow down the progression. And that adds to the quality of life that people at all times expect to live. So let's go in for our veggies. They are very, very, very important.
Fantastic.
We will
Thank
do
you.
that.
Look, we need to have you back because I've totally enjoyed this conversation.
Wow.
How do people get in touch with you if they want to find out more?
Okay.
Are you on social media?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I am.
What's your social?
So my phone number is 0243 827612.
Okay.
0243 827612 for calls, for text message, and for WhatsApp. On Facebook, I'm Adra Evans.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Okay.
So they can follow.
All right.
me
We'll
on
follow you.
Facebook.
Thank you. Thank you so much.